All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode of the TriMet Puppets. Your local elites making all the decisions that affect you that are not elected and are not accountable. And we get to watch it right here. And it's frustrating as hell to watch this, but somehow I'm addicted to knowing what they're doing over there. So I watch it, even though I hate it. It makes me crazy. So I do want to see the board testimonies. That's my favorite part. People with goodwill pleading with these unaccountable, whoever they are, appointees of the governor, to do things that they're never going to do if they even bother showing up. I mean, nobody even knows this meeting is happening because they don't put it on their main Twitter feed. They don't put it on their main Facebook. They don't put it anywhere. And only somebody like me and a couple other people even know it's happening. And they do that on purpose, as we know. This is intentional. They intentionally don't want the public to know. But nobody cares but me, so what difference does it make?
President, and I want to welcome you to the TriMet Board of Directors meeting for March.
And I hate this woman. She's worse than Warner.
22nd, 2023. And for those who aren't here in person, we are meeting today in the University of Oregon Portland campus building, but we're also streaming the meeting on YouTube. It may seem like there are very few of us here today, but we also have two of our board members attending virtually, Laverne Lewis, Director Lewis, and Director Keith Edwards, and so you will see them on the screen there. And two of our members were unable to be with us today. As you can see, we make accommodations for virtual participation for anyone who wishes to provide public testimony as well this morning, who couldn't be here in person. We're going to begin the public forum, however, with the individuals who are here in person, and then I will call the individuals who have signed up ahead of time to present virtually. And when I call people's names, I'm going to call two people at a time. There are two places up here. We ask that you limit your comments to concerns and feedback about TriMet and our...
So what, Ozzy's vision? Ozzy's all of a sudden wearing glasses. What happened, Ozzy? Losing your sight, are you?
Our service, and we ask that you also limit your comments to 3 minutes. If you are unable to do so, you're welcome to provide additional comments to us in writing. And if we find ourselves in that situation, I'll give you the email address to where you can send that information. So we're going to start this morning with two people. First, who have signed up is Jen Campbell. And Jen, you're here,
that
right?
name is familiar.
As well as, is it Dana? Diana. I didn't see the I. And Diana, you'll have to pronounce your last name for me.
That's familiar.
Meisenfelter? Great. Welcome. Welcome to both of you. Hi.
Yeah, you look at that smile on her face. She's got that nice smile. She's getting ready to stab you in the back with that nice smile. Who's Jan Campbell? That name is familiar.
My name is Jan Campbell, and I'm Chief.
The mic.
Oh, we've seen, yeah, we've seen her before. She's on CAT committees and stuff, I think.
Push
Press the button.
the red button.
Sorry.
Yeah, there we are. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Jan Campbell, Chair of CAT,
Yeah.
and I'm going to read a letter that from CAT regarding the proposed fare increase. To the TriMet Board of Directors, we, the Committee on Accessible Transportation, CAT, would like to share our concerns regarding the proposed TriMet fare increase. We do appreciate that it has been some time since the last increase and understand the costs have increased across the board. However, it is for this same reason that we ask the board to table the proposal at this time until a more balanced approach is identified to ensure that riders who are low-income, older adults, and persons living with disabilities can be more equitably identified. The current proposal is a regressive approach, particularly for riders who must use Lyft, and we are more adversely impacted by inflationary increases in the cost of goods and services. We hear from other TriMet customers frequently who are experiencing the challenging of choosing whether they will eat or pay for their prescription, pay rent, or go to the doctor. Having to choose between any of these critical items is a choice we would never have to make.
And let me remind you, this is not a fantasy. There's people in that situation right now, a lot of people. And all those people in that situation are on the TriMet because none of those people have cars.
Older adults and people living with disabilities have costs of daily living that others simply do not have, contend with medicines such as medicine, caregiving, durable medical goods, frequent co-pays, medical costs, and much more. A fare increase at this time would greatly harm those most in need of and wholly dependent on public transportation. CAT requests that the TriMet Board examine opportunities to provide a more equitable approach when a fare increase is adopted, including but not limited to a half-price reduced fare to the $1.25 honored citizen fare, equivalent to that, for low-income Lyft-eligible riders, and free fare for Lyft-eligible riders on fixed route, which would pay for itself in the dramatically reduced cost of fixed route services versus Lyft, and free fare on fixed route for riders who meet 2 or more of the qualifying criteria for honored citizen reduced fare. For example, low income and older adult, or low income and a person with disabilities, for example. These are types of initiatives we encourage the board to embrace, as it will not only aid in returning ridership to those who need it most, it will likely lead to increased ridership on fixed route and decreases on Lyft. A fare increase at this time, which does not factor in the additional financial stressors experienced by older adults and people living with disabilities who also live well below the federal poverty level, would adversely affect those who need transit the most. CAT is committed to working with TriMet staff and the board on an equitable solution that seeks to ensure that riders living on low and fixed income, older adults, veterans, and people experiencing disability are not disproportionately impacted by a fare increase.
And there goes the timer. Get out of here. Get out. We're too busy. We can't listen to you any longer than that. Let's see.
Respectfully submitted by the Committee on the Transportation, and then all the CAT members are listed. And also, I want to thank Director Keith Edwards for all the active participation and advocacy on CAT. He has really been an active participant, and we couldn't do without you. And thank you so much, Director Edwards.
Oh, let me interrupt this for a minute here. Mr. Edwards, okay. Let me see if I can. Remember when Mr. Edwards attempted to make a contrary proposal to the fare increase? Let's play it again, just because I love it.
Riders and transit-dependent riders. So I'm in favor of anything that we can do to just push out this conversation further and not have an immediate fare increase.
Director Edwards.
Thank you. And I forgot to mention earlier that, and I'd raised this issue prior, about is there an opportunity to phase it in somehow? Can we do 10 cents now, 20 cents later, 30 cents later?
That's not the proposal.
Oh, I understand that,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that can that be under consideration going forward? Okay.
No,
All right.
no. This is, the staff has developed this on the basis of their understanding of where the agency is. And it's not the board to come up with a different proposal.
See.
So riders and transit.
Okay, right there she said she doesn't they don't make policy. She said it right there. The executives make the policy. And you can see Mr. Edwards actually did attempt to mitigate this situation and was promptly shut down by Linda Simmons. So there you have it. I'm gonna give this its own video because this is TriMet's own CAT committee. This is a TriMet committee. This isn't just some Joe Schmoes from the public saying don't raise those fares. This is an actual TriMet committee. So, are you going to listen to your own committee? I bet you're not.